All right, good evening and welcome to Game Chat and Chill. I'm Eric. This is
Matthew.
Deranged Dave.
Deranged Dave, and today we got a lot, like usual, to talk about. So we're gonna start off with Matthew here. Shane. Well, I know you guys can know that. Notice that Shane's not here. He had some stuff to do at the house. He's got to be a dad. So we just want to give Shane a shout out. We're thinking about you. Wish you were here. But he'll be back when he can. So we're gonna do a little segment. We do all things gamer. It's not just retro. It's everything modern, retro, anything to do with video games. We're gonna do. So we're just gonna do a segment with Matthew. He is the Fortnite guy in the house or the area, the room, whatever you want to call it. He's the man for Fortnite. It's all he does unless I get on. Then we do some Black Ops 6 stuff. But yeah, so we're gonna carry on a little conversation with Matthew and learn a little bit about Fortnite. So Matthew, how long have you been playing Fortnite?
Since Chapter 1, Season 7.
I remember when I first started playing. It was when it first came out. It was still in the beta form. It said beta right on the title. I thought it was the dumbest thing ever. So I played like 2 games and I couldn't figure out how to get out of the storm. So I just quit and got out of there because I didn't understand what the heck was going on. And so I think it's safe to say that you like it.
Yeah.
Okay. So what chapter and season and all that are you guys in right now?
Right now, it's Chapter 6, Season 1. It's Japanese themed. Godzilla's now in the game. You can play him as a boss. I don't really want him in the game. He's aggressive.
So he's like one of the bosses. You can go on the map and actually fight him
and become him.
Oh, see, I haven't even played. Sometimes if it's a good enough season, I'll get the battle pass and then I'll join them. But
so they actually have a Godzilla-sized Godzilla in the game.
Yeah.
That's awesome and interesting at the same time in a way that's like, wait a minute, for Fortnite, the giant Godzilla.
Mm-hmm.
So what? So like challenges you got to do. What kind of things do you get when you beat him? What happens with it whenever you fight him?
So if you get the most damage when you are fighting him, you get, when he's defeated, you get a medallion and shards that are randomly located on the map. The medallion gives you a dash ability.
Okay, so it's like a perk that you can use as your character.
Yeah.
Or with your character.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. So like back in the day when they did Spider-Man, you had to go find the web shooters and then you could fling across the room or across the map and swing it. So it's like a perk like that.
Yeah.
Okay. And what else? What else? What else can you do? What else can you do with the Godzilla? Like, and is there anything else special that comes with having Godzilla on it now, or no?
When you become Godzilla, really just the whole lobby is targeting you.
Oh, really? Oh, I get it. That's kind of cool. I like that. So then it becomes you against everybody else.
Yeah. Well, you still gotta pay attention to the other players because they can still damage you.
Ah, okay, that's cool. That's cool. I might have to check this out now. So what other special characters do you unlock from the battle pass? I know they raised the prices recently, which sucks. Which is one of the reasons why I haven't really jumped back on because it's no longer
950.
It's not 950 now.
No, it's now 1,000.
Oh, it's now 1,000. I mean, it's not much, but it's still a pain in the butt because now you got
it adds up.
You have to figure out the money because it transfers the money. So you only get so many V-Bucks or so much money. So then, like, if you don't have enough V-Bucks and you got to spend more money, there's a catch to it. There always is.
Mm-hmm.
You said it's Japanese themed, so
yeah.
Any other characters or?
There's some other mini bosses on the map. You fight them, you get their weapons. Then there's a random spawning mini boss where he has a big health bar. When you defeat him, you get a mythic weapon. It's randomly chosen, and you gotta watch out for the other players because you're always third party.
What does that mean?
Another team shows up and fights you when you're fighting the boss.
Oh, jeez, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah,
That's
so if you're fighting,
crazy.
you engaging the boss, you have the other team trying to
So,
still
have
take
you,
you
have
out.
you
man.
actually beaten it?
Yeah.
So what do you get for beating it? Do you get to unlock anything cool?
You get random mythic weapons. Like, you get a Fury Assault Rifle, a Drum Shotgun, a Veiled SMG, a Spread Fire SMG. It's between those 4. Oh yeah, and also the Oni Shotgun. It's randomly chosen between those 5, and whatever drops.
All right. So was there what other characters did you get unlocked? Is there any other cool characters that you unlock in the Battle Pass this season?
I don't really like this season's Battle Pass a lot.
Yeah, that's one reason why I haven't been playing as much because they've been getting kind of cheesy with the Battle Pass with the characters you get. Like it used to be, there'd be like 1 or 2 really cool characters you want to unlock.
Yeah, Batman.
So,
or something like
yeah,
that,
so,
or
something really cool.
Star Wars characters.
But then like lately they've all these baby game looking characters that are dumb and so I just been not playing. I've been playing Black Ops 6.
Baymax isn't a Battle Pass this season.
Oh yeah, another new thing I wanted to talk about with I noticed with Fortnite is now they've got like multiple battle passes. There's like multiple.
Mm-hmm.
There's different battle passes, so you can buy a battle pass for the Fortnite gameplay. You can buy a battle pass for something new to the Legos. You can buy a battle pass for something else, and then something else, and
The Festival Pass.
you know the
Lego
prices.
Pass.
Huge on that.
You know the prices on that. Same about the
Depending
same.
on the passes, like
Oh,
the OG pass, it's 1,000.
Yeah.
The Festival Pass, it's 1,400.
Yeah.
Lego Pass is 1,400. There's no V-Bucks that comes in with it.
Oh
that
really? You don't
sucks.
get V-Bucks anymore?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
With
lame.
that.
Yeah, see, they always find a way to
Microtransaction stuff, I get it.
They're trying to get your money.
They always find a way to wax you down the road. So do you still get V-Bucks towards the next season now? Like when you if you're getting to like level 70 or 90 or whatever it is for the maxed out level, do you still get V-Bucks as you go along to be able to get the battle pass for the next season, or do they get?
It's just that the extra passes, there's no V-Bucks for that. The regular
just
battle
the regular
pass,
one there is. So that
always
hasn't
the normal.
So that hasn't changed.
It hasn't
Okay,
changed
so that's good.
besides
That's good
V-Bucks
because I bought the battle pass one time, and then I've played it probably 30 times or whatever.
Yeah.
I've only bought it one time and just it's rolled over. I used to actually get because I would play it and unlock all the V-Bucks, which would be more than what it would cost to get the battle pass. So eventually, I had like over three battle passes. Like I could actually survive off of the V-Bucks for 3 battle passes if I needed to. Well, then they came out with Dragon Ball Z characters, and that went away quickly. But so yeah, because I play as Goku all the time. Goku's everybody around here knows Dragon Ball Z is my favorite anime. It's like number 1 in the world for me.
The
And
Nimbus,
probably the world. But...
the Nimbus glider, they had to remove it because it was a mythic in the game.
Oh really?
Yeah, they removed it from the item shop until it was out of the game.
Oh yeah, I've noticed that because I don't have that anymore. When you parachute down?
Yeah.
What the crap? I'm gonna have to write a letter.
You still have it. I seen it.
Oh, do I? Okay, yeah. Because I noticed maybe I changed it then because something was different when I was.
They just removed it out of the item shop. They didn't take it out of anyone's lockers.
Okay.
I think they gave an
Yeah,
option
you just can't get it
return
anymore, basically, right?
Okay.
No, they brought it back recently.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so you can unlock it again?
Yeah, they just made it so players wouldn't get confused on dropping in with that glider and confusing it with a mythic.
Okay.
Thinking people were cheating.
Gotcha. Oh, it's yeah. I mean, that's why we have you on here. You're the expert on the Fortnite. I kind of sort of know what's going on, so I can kind of move the conversation along a little bit. But I don't know everything. It's not my favorite anymore. I don't like the building aspect of it. I only use it if I need to get to the buildings or get up higher. I don't build a building to save my life or anything because I can't think that fast. Not only that, my hands don't move as good as I used to. I noticed. Oh, we got to start your game there. Forgot about that. There you go. So yeah, so behind you, this will be his gameplay. I don't know if it's his best or worst gameplay, but he's got some pretty crazy stuff posted on his
Random
YouTube
gameplay.
channel. You want to give a shout out for your YouTube channel, Matthew?
This is Matthew's Epic Gaming. Find me on YouTube.
You find him on YouTube at Matthew's Epic Gaming. I'm trying to get his channel going for me. I've watched him play, and the crap that he does with the controller is just insane. Like the building that he does is super fast, like what you would see with the computer builders. And all his buddies say that like he's the fastest controller builder that they know. I mean, I don't know on a scale what that means, but that's what his buddies say.
For controller, the building aspect is mostly for the computers, but if you get to learn the controls, then you can be a very fast editor, and advantage for controllers and people that are using a mouse is the aim. So if you combine the aim from a controller and the editing from a controller, then it's really good.
Yeah, I can't think that fast. I know you said that they did an update and you just have to press the button and it like automatically builds now.
Simple edit. Hate it.
Yeah, so you're more into the doing it by yourself kind of, or figuring out by
It
yourself.
takes no skill to use simple edit. All you
So
just do
that's
is
what they
press
did.
a single button.
Everybody gets a trophy.
Well, it's kind of like that with like the whole idea of like them making like Street Fighter like that, where you don't have to do the motions in the button, the appropriate button to do the moves. Well, we want casuals to be able to play it and learn it like I did back on Super Nintendo.
Exactly. Yeah,
In arcade, I had to look at the manual and learn it and try to do the motions over and over again.
Yeah.
Until it became secondhand. Like the stuff you're talking about, the way my hands work now, there's no way I'm going to be able to build and run around and shoot and do everything the same time. Like, my brain don't work the same way anymore either.
Yeah.
So me doing that.
The boys, I've been getting them on the old school systems. That way they see. They got to actually learn the move.
Yeah.
Like Matthew, he blew my mind with fatality. I don't think I posted that video. Yeah, I got a video coming out pretty soon, sometime in the next couple weeks, of me and the boys doing Mortal Kombat 2. And
That's 3.
Oh, it was Mortal Kombat 3?
Ultimate.
Oh, it was okay. So I screwed up then. It is Mortal Kombat 3. I thought it was Mortal Kombat 2. I forgot. But anyways, we were playing it, and he was figuring out the combos, and then he did the fatalities, and they had to learn that you had to work for the end goal. It's not this easy peasy crap like they got going on now. These guys got it easy these days, Dave.
Oh, I can tell you, like, when it comes to, like, it's funny, the shooter aspect of this, too. I'm not sure. I know I can pick up and play certain games that are kind of similar just because of that. Like, even when the last time I played this was a few years ago, because one of our friends' boys played Fortnite on Xbox One or whatever. And, hey, Dave, can you play this? It's like, and I didn't stink at it, because I've played shooters and third-person shooters before. The building aspect, I'm like, I didn't have a clue, really, because I played it before otherwise, but I didn't focus on that. I focused on just trying to run out and take out the other team and not get stuck in the storm. Basically, is all I did. You got that one.
Yeah, if you need to talk, Matthew, just grab the mic, and that way I know you want to talk. So anyways, the price hack in the can't talk. The price hack in Fortnite. So with that being done, do you think it's worth the extra whatever to play it?
The extra V-Bucks?
Yeah, like the actual whatever it is extra you're paying for the V-Bucks.
So like when you buy a Battle Pass, it's always worth get it, because you can always get the next Battle Pass if you save. The extra V-Bucks you can go and spend on whatever, gift it to friends. You can just save it for things that you want.
That's something we can talk about. I've never done this before, but I seen the options there, gifting things. Like, I tried it one time and I couldn't figure it out because I had enough V-Bucks. I was going to try to gift you or Marcus the Battle Pass for the season because we didn't have the money at the time.
You have to use actual money.
Oh, yeah. So,
Can't use
that's
the
the
V,
catch. You can't send
can't
your
do
own.
that
Yeah.
anymore.
So I think that's what we learned at that time. But yeah. I mean, it's a great concept if you go by their rules.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, you have anything else to talk about with Fortnite?
In order to gift, you have to have 2FA enabled.
The heck is that?
Something you have to enable in Epic Games accounts. It's kind of hard to explain for me.
Oh, so there's a catch. Mommy does that for you. She knows how to do all that. You just give her the passwords and she figures it out.
You have to do, for one of them, it's a code activation from the main phone.
Oh yeah.
Sign into your Epic account is, I think, one of them. The other one, you have to go into some sort of app and enable it.
All right. And so overall, your experience with Fortnite. I mean, obviously you love it. You've been playing the crap out of it for 4 or 5 years now. Is that because it's a free game and you didn't have PlayStation Plus, or is it because you actually like it that much?
Both. It's free and I like it.
All right. So also, that's like, remember back when we were kids, Dave, game weekend or game night.
Yeah.
For us, we'd have our buddies over, and that's what you did. Figure out what kind of games you could all play together, or take turns playing, or one. Some people would be better at beating this board than the other person. You'd swap controllers out. So basically, that's just what they're doing. It's just they're in different countries or different states or different what do you call it, counties.
Yeah.
But so that's pretty cool. So with that, do you have anything else you want to say about Fortnite? Is there anything you got written down there you want to talk about?
There's a lot of things to talk about. This season, it's very crazy. Simple edit players, they always figure out a way to destroy you.
Can't breathe coffee. That's what. Excuse me, guys. So,
Simple edit is meant for beginners, but pros are using it to their advantage.
The farming kills.
When they mastered it, then it was literally bridging.
So I kind of did that. I'm guilty of that from back in the day. I think we discussed this before. Remember with Warhawk?
Yeah.
I made my second account, which is the one I use now, my One Night Trucking account. Or no, I made a second account, which was Snipe You 2.
It's kind of like in Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Do you know how you go prone and just constant snipe people? That's the same feeling for simple edit players.
Yeah, so you're just getting killed every time you turn around.
Mm-hmm. It's very annoying.
Welcome to our world. Everything is annoying.
Yeah, I've seen people like online. They post stuff like on YouTube or whatever of like plays, like example of like GTA, and because you can hack stuff with PC and stuff like that, pretending they're this or that. I'm a noob, but they're really not a noob.
Yeah.
Just to mess with like more so they get their skill. The people online that are trying to go after them to get their stuff that have like leveled up. I see that. So that's the kind of stuff you're talking about. That people are kind of like. The pro ones are using like the simple edit stuff that the new people need to know how to use. Yeah, it sounds like kind of like.
So what I did, it was because I love the game, but it sucks when you're just getting destroyed. It just takes the fun out of it. So in that game, you had challenges you had to do, and then once you completed this one challenge, then they would kick you out of the baby servers and put you into the pros.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what I did with my first one. I got put in with the pros and I just got destroyed. It was no fun, so I quit playing. And then I was like, wait a second, if I just don't do that, I wonder if it'll keep me down there with it, because that was my level, that was my playing level. And so I did that, and I just never leveled up the character in the game past that point, and I just had fun. I played that game for like 3 or 4 years, and I got like that. I can't remember if it was over 300 or 3,000 hours in that game.
What, Warhawk?
Yeah. Because we played it for.
Yeah, I mean, my friend would play it. My friend had that game at the time. We'd play that online.
Yeah, we played it for literally. But it was kind of hit and miss, but it was between that and then Burnout Paradise. So between those two games, those were our two games when the PS3 first came out and the PlayStation Network first came out. That's what me and my wife played constantly. It was Burnout Paradise and Warhawk. That was it. We didn't play nothing else because I couldn't get into nothing else because that's just what we liked. But yeah, that's how we racked up the hours in those games.
I have well over 4,000 hours played on Fortnite.
That's insane. I don't even know how many. I don't even. Well, I did play on the PS4 for a long time, and for some reason that those hours didn't roll over on the PS5. It started over, which is weird. And like I can't play the PS4 version of Fortnite on the PS5. It only lets me play the PS5 version. So it's almost like it deleted my PS4 version. But if I were to go on the PS4 and play,
you can play that.
But I don't do that because I gave my PS4 to my daughter. But anyways, so I don't know how many hours I have on that, but I should write down one of these segments. One of these podcasts is going to have that. We're going to do that. Like how many hours do you think we played in such game? Yeah, down the road. So we're gonna take notes eventually. That'll be another segment for another time. All right, what else do you want to talk about, Matthew?
I don't know. There's a lot of stuff to talk about.
Well, you don't have to. We can move on because we're gonna plan on doing some live streaming today, doing some gaming. So we can move on to the next segment. I got a new game to play. I just made it up today. Actually, it's called Rumor Has It. So it's just basically like the latest gossip and video game rumors kind of thing. And I think it's kind of cool. I mean, they may be. I'm gonna tell you right now, they may be true. They may not be true. I have no idea. That's
why the rumors.
Exactly. That's why the rumors. I'm just gonna repeat what I've read or what I've seen on videos and whatnot. So the first things first. I want to talk about. The rumor has it Game Pass is possibly going to Nintendo. What do you think about that, Dave?
As a gamer, it's great. For their platform, it's already on PC and everything else they could do anyways. That's why their system sales aren't what they are. They're focusing more on service, which is fine. You can play your games on PC, you can play it on your phone, you can play it on blah blah blah. That's fine and great for games. If you're a fanboy of Xbox, you ain't gonna want to see Master Chief show up on another system. You're not gonna want to see Marcus Phoenix from Gears of War showing up on another system. You're not gonna want to see those games on another system. That's the thing though. That's why their system. That's why Microsoft, they have an idea what they want to go. They want to open it up to more. Get rid of the console wars is basically what they want to do, which is fine as long as the games are there. Like if it's on Nintendo, they put it on Nintendo. That's fine. Everybody's complaining. That's one thing, rumor wise. If that goes along with all that, the Nintendo Switch 2, some people are complaining about. I can't believe it's just like an upgraded version. All you saw was a quick little snippet of a Mario Kart game. You don't have a clue what the specs actually is going to show off. So if it actually could play Xbox One Series X type stuff like the Game Pass, then go. We don't know what it's going to show off yet. If it does that, and they have the Game Pass on there or available, I'm all for it because I care about playing games that are actually enjoyable.
Yeah, because you're reaching a broader audience. You're reaching more people to play your games, which is cool. Because it may even bring them back to buy the titles on other consoles.
Yeah.
So either way, it's like financially, I think it's a good move. I think rumor has it that there's going to be EA titles in there, and that's what I'm saying. Like that's top of the line stuff there. I mean, PlayStation did it for a while. They borrowed the Game Pass's idea. They had EA for a while. Not anymore.
Yeah.
There might be a couple, but
there ain't too many EA games in PlayStation.
Yeah, because ain't that like mostly a Microsoft thing?
Well, EA is a separate third party.
Okay. But yeah, like
that's Activision's the one that they.
okay, yeah.
Activision's the one they bought. And Bethesda.
So I think it'd be a good financial move for Nintendo and affiliates.
Now, what would be interesting to see if it's not just streaming, if it's actually you can download the titles like you can on
Ooh.
Xbox.
I didn't even think about the streaming aspect because
that's what the Game Pass focuses on. Oh, you're streaming it through online, but Xbox lets you download the games on your hardware.
yeah.
So is it going to allow you to actually download those titles on the Switch
yeah,
too?
see that'd be yeah.
So
see,
if
I
it
didn't
does
think of
something
that.
like that, where you're not having to worry about streaming the thing and worry about your internet connection, but you actually have the digital copy on your. See, it'll be interesting if they allow that. If they do that, that's them really opening the door for them to go third-party gaming with their software. Which, Master Chief, you can't. All right, then you might actually get people actually liking the character that are just not Xbox fanboys. I'm not saying he's a bad, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This Halo will only be on an Xbox, which I understand that. Like, then why doesn't Sony put God of War on? Because they're not going to. They started doing that with some of their games PC, which is basically going third party to a degree. If they're allowing some of their main characters and games to go to PC, like a PC version, that's fine. But them actually showing up on that'd be like when back in the day when Sega didn't make systems anymore, they started showing their games showing up on Nintendo. You're like, what?
Yeah.
That's basically what's going on now.
I thought that was the weirdest thing seeing that.
Yeah, that was weird back then, but that's basically what it would be like.
Yeah.
Anybody that was old enough to remember that.
And some people may not even know this, but I watched the video on a PS3 developers console, and on the PlayStation 3 developers console, they had Gears of War and Halo. So what does that tell you?
Yeah.
Yeah, this isn't something new. This has been going on for a long time.
Yeah, when Epic still owned Gears of War before they sold the franchise, they were considering putting a version of Gears of War on PlayStation. But then Microsoft bought the franchise rights, and they nope.
Yeah, so I mean, anything's possible. I think it'd be a good move for those guys. Make a little side cash there. So the next thing, rumor has it, PlayStation 5 is coming out with a handheld console. Yeah, that's the latest rumor that I read. So originally, when I came across this article, I didn't believe it because it came from the blog.
Yeah.
And then I started looking into it, and then I actually found a video on it on YouTube. And this might be a real thing. I don't know, what do you think?
Well, they do have that PlayStation Portable that they've been doing too. That's mainly streaming stuff. If it's, I can tell. When you mentioned to me the other night, I said it's not going to be physical. It won't be physical copies of games. It'll be either streaming or if they allow digital, like you to download it onto the system. Okay, I'm fine and dandy with that. But you also have Steam Deck that does that. And there's a lot more games you can play on that. Like Steam's already doing something like that with their own system, and they want to. That's rumor of them doing a home console. That means you can download PC level games from Steam, which they have a ton of games on there. So if they do that, it's not going to be like PlayStation Portal or Vita where they're actually physical discs.
Yeah,
they're not going to be.
Yeah.
You're not going to see them pop a PlayStation 5 game in a handheld, and they're not going to do that. They already going away from physical media with the PlayStation 5 Pro.
Yep, they'd have to revert to cards again, carts. And I don't know. I'm kind of my thoughts on the handhelds lately is I'm kind of getting out of them. I got the Portal, and I like that just because. And when I get a system, it's for a specific reason. Just like just like with Nintendo, I'm not going to have I'm not going to have a Wii unless there's a game I want to play on it.
Yeah,
kind of thing. So with the Portal, there's a reason why I got it, and the reason is because I can take that with me, and I've done this. Go 50 miles away, connect to the internet, and then play my PlayStation 5 from there. And it plays flawlessly. What it did for me, I played Borderlands. Me and Shane, we played Borderlands 3. Yeah, Borderlands 3.
3 was the last one.
And we played Borderlands 3 on it, and it was fine. Now, what I did notice with it though, and Matthew, he can vouch for this because we got him Portal for Christmas. Did a lot of walking and got a lot of mileage on my apps to get that paid off. But anyways, and he noticed this too, is that there is a lag, like when you're playing Black Ops, but you adjust
There's a delay.
You adjusted according to it though, but did that work at all?
I didn't really just change any settings. I just really just dealt with it.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, because I at first I noticed that too with the Borderlands, but then it went away. So like I didn't really think about it again after that. Like there was just a little bit of rubber banding lag kind of thing, or like it was just basically the steering of the gun was too fast.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like you had to adjust to the sticks, the analog sticks to the portal. Um, I don't know if maybe because I thought that's what Matthew did was change the settings, the sensitivity on the settings. I don't know, maybe that could be something you can do to fix it. But
Usually it has to do with resolution. If the resolution is too high, like I want to go 4K, but your internet's not going to be able. Like when you're streaming something, you have to knock your resolution down to like low so you can get the actual gameplay to work the way it needs to. That's usually sometimes what it comes down to.
I don't think
Or
the
frames a
display
second.
for the portal is 4K. I think it's just.
Well, I'm just being
1080.
sarcastic about. Oh, it can't be 1080p. Okay, you're playing for
Yeah, because
whatever.
the internet, I don't think you're gonna have like 60 or 80.
You're playing
frames per second.
360p. Oh, it doesn't look as good. Well, it still can shoot the guy really the way you need to.
So I mean, all in all, it was worth it. So like, if they can figure out how to get rid of that kind of crap with the handheld PS5, then maybe I don't. It depends. I'm gonna be on the sidewall. If this is even real, I'm gonna be on the fence over it. We'll see what happens. It's like with the portal. I waited a while to get the portal because I wanted to see what it was gonna be capable of. And then when I bought it, I started looking into it. I bought it because that's what I wanted to do with it. And at the time, they had just switched it over to being able to stream the games onto it, like from the PlayStation PSN pass that you get. They added. There are certain. Oh man, what the heck was that? I can't remember. But anyways, but the newest, which I have the beta. They call it beta. You can play the games, you stream the games without even being connected to your PS5. So they made it to that. So you don't need to connect your PS5 anymore, which is kind of cool because you have a list of like 30 games you could play without your PS5, but it's still linked to your PS5, but you're not on it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool.
You just need to have PlayStation Pass. Get it.
Exactly. Yeah, you can play. There's a list of like 20 or 30 games you can play from PlayStation Pass to stream it. So it's kind of cool. I've already played Little Big Planet on it. I was testing it out. I started that one game. What's that one game? The Marvel franchise there, the one with all the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I started playing Tinker into that game. I never played it before, and I played it just for the heck of it to see what it was like. And I was checking for like lagging and all that. And there wasn't. It was smooth. It was a good. It was a good. Good transition, good playing. I had fun with it when I was doing that stuff. Anyways, so yeah, rumor has it. We'll see, I guess. For a while there was rumor has it there's going to be a Switch too, but nobody knew what the name was, and then all of a sudden the name came out.
Yeah, that's
probably
the most accurate leaks. The most accurate leaks.
And
we'll see if those specs actually match up to those leaks too. They have a lot of leaked out specs for what the thing can do.
Yeah. So one of the other things too is there's a C portal that somebody noticed on it. Like they, for some reason they pointed out that, and I don't know what that means. I don't know what you're gonna be able to do with it, but they're thinking there's gonna be some kind of an extension that you can add an extra feature to.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if maybe a Nintendo Eye, like a camera, or maybe it's gonna be a mouse, or maybe it's gonna be.
Well, they even showed off the Joy-Cons doing like mouse type stuff, like connected where they put the way they did it. Like you're going to use them as a mouse, and people are like wondering, what are you going to play on there? You need to use it as a mouse.
Yeah, like
it made me somebody brought up Mario Paint from back in the day because I remember that from what was it, Super Nintendo had that, whatever. Yeah, Mario Paint.
Either Nintendo or
Super Nintendo. It was Super Nintendo. I had that back in the day, but it's like I kind of wonder how. See, that's why like people are like, I'm not impressed. It's the same. It's just an upgraded version. Don't know what they're going to show off yet, game wise. It just matters. I don't care what kind of system it is, powerful or not. If it doesn't have games you want to play, then the system's pointless.
Yeah,
you've had more powerful systems over the years that are like when Genesis and Super Nintendo were out. Then you brought the 3DO out. Oh, look how powerful! But the games on it, the system was way overpriced. It was over $1,000 back then. The games on it, they hardly had any games out that people wanted to play. Plus, you're not going to be able to afford to put, oh, hey, mom and dad, can you buy me this? It costs $1,000. Wait a minute, you can get a Genesis for $200 or a Super Nintendo for $250, but you want to with a lot more games? I don't think so. See, it has to be based on the games. That's why Sony and Nintendo sell their systems the way they do, and Microsoft hasn't made as many first-party games that people want to play. That's the thing. They're focusing more on the past. See, you can go portable or whatever if you don't have the games.
Yeah, if you don't got the game catalog,
nobody's gonna buy it. So
yeah, that's basically what it boils down to. So rumor has it the price tag on this Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be around $500. That's, to me, it's insanity.
That's kind of,
I mean,
makes some kind of sense if it's a little bit lower because of how much PlayStation 5 is and Xbox One Series X or whatever. The upgraded, like, I don't want to bring up the Pro, but you can get one. People can say you can get one with a disc drive in it. Should have it already put in there.
Exactly.
Like, it shouldn't be an add-on that I got to pay another $250 for.
Yeah,
that's why I know they're going away from more physical media, and they're not the only ones. But if Switch 2 is that, it just depends on what it can do. People might wait a little bit longer. Hardcore fans are going to just go buy it on day one. They'll be, I gotta go get this. Yeah, I can understand that. You get the money.
If you get the money,
go do it. Yeah, you're fine. But that's also, as much as I like Mario Kart games since the original Super Nintendo, a Mario Kart 9 or 10 or whatever number they're going to go with, because I think they had Mario Kart 9 on a handheld or phone, because Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is the one that's on Switch now.
Yeah,
people think it's going to be, that game's awesome. But if they think Mario Kart 10, yeah, I'm not going to just go buy it for Mario Kart. Right? If I had the money, it's like you would have to do something to justify that.
Yeah.
Unless you just have money to throw away because you got nothing else to pay for.
Yeah. Which.
Yeah, go ahead if you can. If you want to go do it.
Don't. Rumor has it there was another God of War game in the works. Not one that had something to do with
not Norse mythology.
Yeah, but this is the part I don't understand. So there's another God of War game in the works, but Sony axed it, and it was a live service game developed by Bluepoint. No comments on why. I don't even know what that means, but that was what I read.
They're afraid because of certain games that they pushed as online that they lost a ton of money on for various reasons. I can tell you why they probably lost money on them. Because gamers want to play games that are fun and actually not worried about setting a certain point of view.
Yeah.
But they had all these multiplayer online service stuff they wanted to add to different games that they canceled. Can't imagine why, if you lost your ton of money on Concord and all these other games that they lost a ton of money on. The only one I think that's doing anything is like Helldivers 2 is like everybody plays that game online. But like I could see them, like, if there was not an online service with God of War, I could see them actually doing something with like, oh, let's see what Kratos does against the Egyptian gods. I can see them doing something like that for another game or whatever franchise, because the Greek gods and then the Norse gods and all that stuff. But they're afraid of losing their shirt again and putting an online service. That's why they're going to cancel it. They might as well just cancel before it goes any further in development. They wasted like $500 million on something that gets.
It makes sense, yeah. So unfortunately, that kind of sucks. That doesn't mean they're not working on the next God of War, which they are. They're still working on the third one from the ones that they just came out with. What do you call that? The
Norse is the Ragnarok one, right?
Yeah, the Ragnarok. Yeah, they're still working on
Norse
that.
gods, yeah. With
Thor, whatever it was, the other one was they stopped. And there's another game too, but I didn't know what it was. So yeah, that's the end of that segment. What do you think of that rumor has that? I thought that was kind of a cool little segment. You have to do more of that.
I played the first two God of Wars, the newer ones. I think they were fun. Second one left with the story, the ending of it. Atreus leaves.
Spoiler alert! Don't watch or listen if you don't want to know the ending.
Atreus
You've been warned.
He leaves Kratos. He found a mural in the wardrobe. It showed that he wasn't really going to be as much of a god of war.
Is he gonna be a god of love?
No.
He's
Instead of people hating him, people are going to kind of like worship him.
Oh jeez.
what, Kratos?
Yeah.
Well, he didn't have his.
I'm just going based on what the picture.
Yeah, I played I beat the first one. I never played Ragnarok. I've seen enough of it though.
Yeah, I'm talking about the second Ragnarok.
Yeah, he's Loki. That kid's Loki is what they point at in those games. But
Oh yeah.
you didn't know that. But yeah, Kratos going from people like I know with Jaffe, the guy that created God of War, does it like a character development like because you know anybody that played the first ones he's Mr. Rageaholic. Kratos is Mr. Rageaholic going ripping through all the Greek gods because he, you know, whatever, you know, he did this, you know, Ares did whatever he did to him. But he basically just talking about a chip on your shoulder. I'm the size of Mount Olympus, I'll put it that way, Mount Olympus, where he just has rage issues and goes and just blasts everybody, which I always play through those games. I'm like, man, he's got some anger issues, right? But the other ones, he's not as much. He's like, I'm middle-aged dad. Yeah. It's kind of what it seems like, which ain't necessarily a bad thing. Because the first, like I said, I played the first game and beat that thing. I was actually working on doing the extra stuff when I still was playing it, going against those Valkyries. Couldn't beat the last one, the Queen or whatever what they called her, but because I didn't have enough souped up armor. I didn't have the Zeus armor or whatever it was to slow down time. That's how you wreck that character. But I don't know.
So you suck. I'm just gonna let you know because I never beat it. The second one, I got to one of the bosses, some kind of a chief or I don't remember who it was, but some kind of boss guy, and I could not for the life of me beat him. So I got stuck at this point, and I didn't save any backup save points, so I couldn't go back to start from different.
To build them up more or whatever.
Yeah, because that's what happened was I needed to build up something more, as armor or weapons or.
Did you get the spear yet?
I don't remember. Probably not. But anyway, I had to start over again. So I started over again. I started another game. I got to the part with the bear. When the boy was
the very start.
Yeah. So like, I mean, that's where I stopped. I haven't played it since. I gotta get back into it. I just haven't had time. But I do plan on beating it because it gets really good. I'm not gonna spoil it for anybody because it gets really good, even though he spoiled the ending. I'm not gonna spoil the game for those of you guys that haven't played it yet. I recommend it. It was a good game. I loved it for what I played.
I thought you finished it, so I said what I said.
No, I didn't finish it, but I already knew the ending because stupid me, I looked it up.
There's so many things online now that I'm not even like, oh, did you like this? And then you see videos of, hey, the ending of, that movie and this one.
Exactly.
Okay, I don't care anymore.
That's what happened. Yeah,
just spoil it for me at this point. It's not going to ruin my experience because they still got to try.
I'm still going to play it.
Still got to watch it or whatever. If it's worth watching or not. I purposely spoil movies now to see if it's worth me go spending my money on or my 2 hours of time that I might not have.
Exactly.
Oh wait, I'm gonna sit there and be angry for 2 hours because they butchered a character? No thanks. Or be annoyed? No. I actually want to enjoy what I'm watching, spending money on. Otherwise, no. Same with video games. Like if it's not fun playing. Oh, at the end, Kratos is he wears a wig and lipstick and wait a minute, no.
Yeah, they turned him into a girl guy.
Because they just say no, I don't think it's gonna be. All of a sudden use this or that.
Well, no, wait, no, they couldn't do that though because that's already a pre-made character.
Oh yeah, maybe he is that though. Atreus is Loki.
He has no clue what we're talking about, but
yeah, it's okay.
but you'll learn eventually. So anyway, so moving on to the next segment. This is some chit chat stuff to talk about. So the new Donkey Kong Country Returns just came out. Now, originally I thought this was Donkey Kong Country, but it's Donkey Kong Country Returns. So it's a completely different game. And Tiffany got it for me, and we started playing it, and I was actually enjoying it. I was getting into it, and there's a lot of similarities between that and Donkey Kong Country. So like the boards there's a lot of it's really familiar. So that's what I liked about it. It was really familiar compared to the Donkey Kong Country. And just like with Donkey Kong Country, there's hiccups.
Yeah.
Like we made it to the cartboard, you know.
Oh yeah, the cart. Yeah, mine
Yeah,
cart.
there's a roller coaster cartboard, and that's just as much fun as the first one. But I'm wondering if they have the same like Easter eggs as that. Remember, like with the first one, you could skip the whole entire board. Did you know that?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
It's at the very beginning. As soon as you spawn, you jump over the edge, you land into a barrel, you shoot up into the sky, and you pass the whole board. You get to the end. The only thing is you gotta remember it because you still land on the track at the end, but you still gotta like jump over the last three things on the railing, and then you beat the board.
Yeah, so you have to go through all that.
Exactly. So you don't have to go through all the main stuff. So I'm wondering if that is going to be in it. But anyways, I'm going to actually start doing a live stream because that's new and popular. People are going to want to watch it. So I want to do either a live stream or just record videos of me and Tiffany playing. Because she's starting to get back into playing video games again, which is cool because we used to be gaming buddies all the time. She hasn't played. She's
kind of get your mind off things too sometimes. Life.
I haven't really seen you guys play ever since you were playing Destiny 2.
Yeah, we haven't really played a whole lot of games together just because she kind of grew away from it. That's why. And when she did, I ended up selling her consoles because they sat for 2 years. I'm like, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna play again? She's like, no, I'm done. So I ended up getting rid of a lot of her stuff. We used to get double copies of everything, but
I remember playing Destiny, different games online with you guys.
So she's starting to get back into a little bit here and there when she has time. She doesn't have a whole lot of time because she's working all the time. So it's nice. She's been playing. She loves Black Ops 6. She likes the zombies and that, and she liked playing the Donkey Kong with me. So maybe I can keep poking the bear and getting her into doing it again. I like it. I'm gonna keep playing it, and like I said, I'm gonna probably start filming it or going live while playing it, just because it's out. People are gonna want to watch it. The next thing was I started playing separately. I started playing Toe Jam and Earl.
Sega Genesis.
Yeah, Sega Genesis. Well, it's actually on the Switch.
Yeah, but it's a Sega Genesis.
It's in the Sega Genesis collection. Gotta give a shout out to Tommy G. Thanks for that Nintendo. I don't know what you call it. It's like the Game Pass for Nintendo.
The online pass. Or
yeah, he shared me part of his family plan, so now I get to. I mean, I've had it, but
messing around.
I just want to give him a little shout out for that. Thanks, Tommy. And so it's cool because it's got those retro games on there. I mean, the games I've never played before, never had any interest in. It's kind of nice picking a game like we were talking about this earlier. I was playing it. I thought the concept of the game was collecting the humans. I'm completely.
You avoid them because they mess with you. They're
I'm
weird.
way out of.
Yeah, they attack you and do different things. Yeah, you looking for the ship pieces they get off the planet.
So this might be a game that will probably be a game that me and Deranged Dave will probably end up playing together because he knows more about it than I do. I just picked it up not knowing anything.
It's co-op. It splits the screen off if you're not in the same area.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's kind of cool.
So if you're not on the same level, you don't have to be on the same level. You can just... Yeah.
Huh. Wow.
But it's still co-op. You're still trying to find the pieces and get to the next level.
Yeah, see, so this opens up a whole new thing of...
I always thought that game was funny as all could be.
I remember people playing it back in the day, and I just didn't take it.
The rocket skates. Wait till you see the rocket skates.
That might have been in a commercial because I remember that song.
The rocket skates guys like they only last for so long too, or the winged shoes that makes you let you fly. The power ups only last for so long, or even bad stuff. Like some stuff only lasts. There's rocket skates on certain boards. You're gonna be flying off the board because you know you fall down. Then you fall down again. It's hilarious.
So I spent 20 minutes doing something that I thought I was supposed to be doing. I filmed it. So I'm gonna edit it down and I'll probably make some shorts out of it and throw that up there. But it was frustrating for the first 10 minutes, but then I thought I started figuring things out. So now I have to relearn it at some point.
Yeah, I thought it was funny you were asking me, okay, what games on here that are easy they can play? So I'm looking at the Nintendo ones. I'm looking at the Genesis ones. I'm looking at the Super Nintendo. I'm like, I'm not saying you're not a bad gamer, but if you've never played these games before, it might be a lot harder than you realize. Especially some of the hard, like when you suggest Super Punch Out, I'm like, I don't know about that one.
I'm probably gonna get my butt handed to me, but at this point, I don't care because
it's fun.
It's fun and it's a learning experience. I didn't get to do a whole lot of this growing up.
Yeah, those
like
cool stuff.
Yeah, like I said, we had an Atari. And dumb me, I sold it at a yard sale. I had a whole bunch of games with it, and then we got a Nintendo eventually, but then we'd get it taken away and we wouldn't be able to play it. so I never got to get into anything until I was a teenager. And even then, by then I was already grown up and I was ready to move on to PlayStation.
Yeah, because that was out. PlayStation 1, you had Saturn and all, and Nintendo 64 at the time.
So I got like the bare minimum of experience playing the old consoles.
Yeah, 8-bit era, the 16-bit, you kind of
just kind of yeah. So it's been fun, exploring these new game options. I mean, there's tons of games, and me and Dave, I came up with a challenge. Me and Dave decided we're gonna play as many and beat as many as possible, as humanly possible.
Try to beat them.
Yeah, try.
Some I might have been to be able to beat back in the day, but if I haven't played them in years,
yeah.
I'm like, man, I can't believe how
And
bad.
we may not be able to beat them, but we'll try. And then I'll make a playlist for all that, for each one and all that good stuff of all the videos we do on it. So that'll be fun. But yes, we're gonna just go right on through all the systems, play all the games we can think of. Whatever games we suck at, we suck at. Whatever games we don't.
Purposely play bad games too, and hard games too.
We're gonna do some bad games, some fun games, some good games, and we're gonna take the kids along with it. Matthew and Marcus and Lily, they're all old enough now, and they've just scratched the surface with some of the retro stuff.
So you might actually see us play Ninja Gaiden on Nintendo.
There you go.
Or Batman on Nintendo. Some of the harder games on that system.
I've been told,
Cuphead. The newer system. Cuphead's a really.
Until I was glued to the face by people all over the place. Ninja Gaiden. And I just had no interest in it because I don't know what it is, what people are talking about. So we're gonna get into that at some point. Is that 2-player?
No, it's single player. But the original ones are platform, and then they did on Xbox, like Ninja Gaiden Black and all those ones. They're they're all. They're more 3D behind the person slasher beat 'em up.
Just because they're cheap at the GameStop.
Yeah, Ninja Gaiden.
When the games started getting cheap, I just started buying them randomly just to have them.
They're great games. They're some of the harder ones though. Even the newer ones are where they changed the gameplay are some of the harder games. But they're not worth playing though.
They're worth yeah. So I got that stuff. We're gonna start live streaming. We're gonna try to do that as much as possible. I got to figure out how to do that. We're gonna attempt it today. I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know if we're going to succeed or not, but we're going to try it. A lot of things have changed since the last time I actually streamed. I haven't streamed in like 5 or 6 years now. I used to stream every Saturday night. Everything costs money now. I haven't streamed since before COVID. Everything costs money. Maybe I can bounce from free to free for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like do the Zoom for however long you can do the Zoom, and then jump the StreamYard for however long you can do the StreamYard, and then jump to something else for however long. We'll try it. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna tinker around, see what works. Eventually, it'll all come together. It'll be a good experience. So that's an update on that. So this will be the last thing on this this segment here. So I heard a rumor about a Nintendo 64 game. We were discussing this earlier. The Superman game for the Nintendo 64. I heard that it was complete trash. Garbage.
That is one of the most garbage games. You would think, okay, because the 90s Superman series is based on good cartoon, the character design and everything else like that. You think, oh, that'd be good. It's like, well, more, but they have you fly through rings. Ring after ring after ring.
Gosh.
And it's like, it's a garbage game. Like, you'd figure, because Batman's got so many great games. He's got some bad ones, too, but so many great games, or even just good games. Same with Spider-Man. Marvel character, DC. Spider-Man has so many great games, mostly great games or good games compared to garbage ones. Superman has maybe a couple that are decent. All the other ones are just garbage after garbage. Like, you figure it's Superman. He's been around since, 1939?
Yeah.
You figure you'd have some kind of game
Yeah.
after all this time that would be worth, but yeah, like, I still remember watching the Angry Video Game Nerd doing his thing on that years ago. The whole segment was that thing, and how, that game is just, it'd be one of those ones that we'll have to try to get our hands on just to play it.
Oh, yeah,
like
I plan on it. That's on my list.
That's like
content to get.
Yeah, I remember one of those times renting it or whatever, and think, okay, give it a shot, because that's a waste of money and a waste of my time. Now, if I would I know enough, it would be just for laughs at this point. Hopefully, it doesn't get me to pull out my beard because I have no hair to pull out. But playing that stuff,
yeah, And this wasn't. It wasn't just like from you. I heard this from. This was from multiple like YouTube channels. 'Cause I watch a lot of gaming channels on YouTube, and there's a lot of discussions that go on. And that was one of the things that I heard the most was the Superman game for the Nintendo 64 was complete garbage. And it's one of the things I never played.
Yeah.
But
I'm glad I never spent money to buy it back
Yeah,
in the day because
but-
those games were expensive back then. They're like
No,
$70 a piece.
this might be what do you call that? This might be somebody might want to fight me over this, but also rumor has it that Nintendo 64 wasn't really the greatest console ever made.
Oh, go figure.
Yeah, for whatever reason, I don't know. That's just what I've heard.
Well, that wasn't the greatest console ever
Yeah,
made.
yeah, the Nintendo 64.
I do hope like that people that like those mini consoles that they're still doing an N64
Oh, cool.
mini console, but Nintendo just hasn't released it yet.
Gotcha.
Which I hope that's true because
So that's a rumor. Has it?
bring on the mini consoles again. I know Sega said that. Oh, we're not going to do a Sega Dreamcast one.
Yeah,
Why?
not?
Do a
Why
Saturn
not?
one
Come
and do a Dreamcast one because people are like, oh, we're not into doing
I
retro.
want
It's
to play
like
Crazy Taxi.
they're making a new one of those.
Really?
They're bringing that franchise. They did a trailer.
I-
They did a trailer last year of all these old new games that they're developing with old franchises like Shinobi. They're doing a Shinobi platform like the old Revenge of Shinobi, the platform. They're doing one like that. They got another Streets of Rage game coming out. They got more of an open world Golden Axe game coming out. Jet Set Radio, which people like from the Xbox. That game was awesome. Crazy Taxi is one of the games they're doing though. Crazy Taxi is fun. That's just straight up fun, driving around like racing to get people dropped off from here and there.
The ones I've heard was a really good game for that console.
Yeah,
and
they got Crazy Taxi.
I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm about 98% sure that I actually had that game, tried it out, and I didn't understand what to do.
Yeah.
So I traded it in.
Yeah. Crazy Taxi is one of those.
I mean, I still got Kiss Pinball. Can't get rid of that.
Crazy Taxi's funny. Crazy Taxi's funny.
So yeah, we're gonna have to get that game again somehow, either digital or
yeah, we'll check that out.
Yeah, we'll have to find a copy on eBay or something. But anyways, that's gonna be it for this segment. I'm gonna take a break quick, get a refill of coffee, and then when we come back, we're gonna. I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but we have lots of for all you listeners out there. We have lots of PlayStation 2 stuff sitting here on the table with us. We're gonna be discussing that. So, we'll be back.
Rubber suit. The kid. My kids think it's hilarious. Like seeing when Isaac's like, look, and Chloe's like, I don't know. I don't want to watch that because she might want to watch something else. But Godzilla in the rubber suit. Power Rangers. They watch the old '90s Power Rangers. They put one. My son kind of knows that, but they didn't really watch the show because the
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Yeah. I watched everything to it.
I had to show him the Green Ranger when he first showed up. They want to keep watching. Like, oh, I want you guys watching Power. They go, you can't. I don't know. At least you're not like my friend Dave, his son. When he was your age or younger than you, he had to take. He wouldn't let his son watch the Power Rangers at a certain point because he'd think all of a sudden they'd go around and start punching you. Like I'd come over to the house and then he's like, let him watch Power Rangers. He goes, I can't watch it because every time he thinks he's karate now, he's gonna come up and kick you and punch you. Like, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean that's that fine line. That's that fine line as a parent you got to figure out.
Jason David Frank, miss him.
Yeah,
he was always a fan of that stuff all the way through. He'd always make himself available for that stuff over the years too.
Yeah,
which I always preached that too.
That's what's crazy. He was so into it, like so into. He loved going to the shows.
He loved being in this stuff.
Exactly,
again,
he loved
playing different characters, playing that character.
Yeah, he loved talking to the people. But rumor has it they didn't get paid a lot either.
Oh, back in the day, no, he didn't. That's why certain ones were replaced. They didn't.
Yeah.
They challenged their contract because of how much money that the show was making. Oh, you can afford to make us more money. That's why they got replaced. The other ones didn't complain about it.
And Zordon, I believe, he didn't get paid for anything he was in. They just reused his voice over and over and over again. They recorded whatever and just used his voice over and over and over again.
That's one game I want to check out. The newer beat 'em up that they made. They made a beat 'em up like
For
the old
Power
school.
Rangers?
Yeah, they did one.
Really?
On a new system.
I'm surprised they haven't put them in like Mortal Kombat or something. You know?
Power
They
of
do
the
have
Grid?
the. Yeah. Oh no, that's
one of them.
that's that fighting game they got. That's an awesome fighting game. The Power Rangers one they put out in last
Which
gen.
one is that?
Power of the Grid.
Yeah, that's a 2D fighter. It's like more like Marvel vs. Capcom with Power Ranger characters in it.
Huh.
That one's a really good
never heard of
game,
that.
but for some of the like fighting games, but beat 'em up, they just brought an old school beat 'em up out. They made it like old school with Power Rangers.
Hmm.
So like like the Turtles one you played. So I actually wanted. I heard that's decent for those kind of games. Some people complained about what do you mean you gotta unlock stuff? Oh darn!
Yeah.
Like
You got to work again.
as long as I don't have to
for it.
pay for the Green Ranger like for extra.
Yeah.
If I had to unlock them by beating the game a few times, I like doing that, so I don't have to pay for the characters. Actually, I'm not going to complain about actual DLC. That's actual DLC, not actually already coded in the game.
Yeah.
Oh, it's already coded in the original game. That's not real DLC. Then just
Yeah, 'cause
unlock the characters.
Yeah. When I googled how much information is on the disc now, it's only just enough to register that it's a game, and then it's got like
the updates you got to put on there.
well, yeah, the updates bring the rest of the game. Like it's only got little partial
Coding.
coding that tells you, okay, this is you got to download this, and the next board is okay, you got to download that. So it's all like the beginning stages of what needs to be downloaded, and then it tells whatever the server to download the rest of that. So you're only getting like little miniature parts of the actual game on the disc. But if you were to take it off the disc, I'm not saying to do that because it's illegal, but if you were, you'd only get those little tiny dinky parts that don't mean nothing. And that's how minuscule the discs are now. It's pretty crazy how far we've come.
Yeah, it's just like I told you, it depends on who's making them.
Yeah. I mean, but it's getting to the point where there isn't going to be anything left on them.
Yeah, like
physical media is
like open this up and it's not a disc in there. It's like, oh, there's a code in there. Thank you.
Yeah.
Why even buy it? I might as well just buy it digitally on the system.
Yeah, you're wasting your money on a piece of plastic that don't matter. You're gonna throw it in the garbage because it's gonna take up space on yourself.
Great game.
You ready to get into this?
Yeah, we can get into that.
All right, guys, welcome back. We are back. We just got done discussing just a few things here and there, but anyways, this next segment is the last one for the podcast. We're gonna get, as you can see, if you're watching via YouTube and not listening, you're gonna be able to see all this PlayStation 2 stuff everywhere. I got games everywhere. I got a couple of different systems. I got the slim and the fat styles both sitting there. I don't have.
It's funny how small that is compared to that one.
Yeah, I didn't bring the memory card for the PS2. All I have is PS1s, and I do have it upstairs.
They do work because the PS1 works.
Yeah, I should have thrown it in there, but obviously the last games I played on it were PS1 games. As you can tell, in every video I have the PlayStation Cup. I'm a PlayStation fanboy. I've been a PlayStation fanboy for quite a while, and this is one of my favorite consoles. I actually played a lot of games on this, and a lot of games compared to PlayStation 1, which one of these days we'll have to do a run through of that too. So what was your first memories as far as playing PlayStation 2? How much did you play the PlayStation? How much did you play the PlayStation 2? How many games, and did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I'm trying to think how games. I'm not sure how many games. Too many of them, probably.
That's why I told you to make a list.
I did make a list, but there's too many. I can't remember all the games. Is the problem. But I remember playing because I like wrestling at the time too, and they had wrestling games were a little bit different compared to what they were before. But seeing SmackDown, just bring it or whatever, the first SmackDown game for PlayStation 2. Playing that was fun as all can be. I remember that was like one of the first games I got for that system. I was a big EA fan at the time because they were a different company back then, to be honest with you. Yeah. But the Madden games were great. The college football games were great on that. They had the EA Sports Big games, like the NBA Street games and the SSX games, snowboarding games. But NBA Street Volume 2, still one of the better. Wish they would just put that out there.
I wanted to catch up. Sorry, I forgot to say this. You hold that thought. So Matthew, he grew up in the time era where his first gaming experiences were on the PS3, so he completely missed this generation, which I'm going to be introducing him to here pretty soon. I'm going to get him started on the PlayStation 2 stuff, see how he likes it, see what games he likes, and then eventually we'll do the podcast, question him on his thoughts on this. But anyways, so I just wanted to let you guys know Matthew's coming from like a fresh brain on this with no knowledge, no prior knowledge. And so whatever he hears today is all going to be news to him. So anyways, go ahead, Dave.
I did, like I said, we talked, the controller segment that we did before, like certain game controllers work.
Yeah.
So fighting games, that I didn't play them on Xbox. Like certain games, I can tell you, like NBA Street Volume 2, I played on Xbox 2 quite a bit. Same with Star Wars Battlefront 2, I played to death on that and Xbox. Okay, so it's kind of equal probably playing time with that. But like Marvel vs. Capcom 2, one of the better versions was that. Because the controllers, you could do the moves, you could pull the Street Fighter moves off. They had a Street Fighter Alpha anthology with all the Alpha games on that, where you had unlockable games too. Which they had Street Fighter Alpha 2 Gold Edition, which was only a home version that had better music, and a couple other characters was on PlayStation 2. So, and Mercenaries, the open world game. Pandemic was awesome. They made Mercenaries. They made the Battlefront games, the Star Wars Battlefront games. They made Destroy All Humans 1 and 2 for that open world alien game. That game's hilarious. Okay, Destroy All Humans. Then when EA bought them, they kind of, so they made a lot of great games for that. Destroy All Humans. The Tekken games were great on that. Tekken 4, Tekken 5 is one of the better ones. The better version of it's on PS3. It's a digital copy, dark version, but I played Tekken 5 quite a bit on PlayStation 2. X-Men Legends 2, that's the better one, but those games were great on that. They started the whole, like their version of the RPG where it went to the Marvel Ultimate Alliance stuff. Some stuff that were big on there, like the God of War games, like I said before, I never ended up playing them until later on. There was a time I wasn't playing games for a couple years during that generation a little bit, but I'm trying to think of a lot of stuff. Madden, college, the Burnout games, Ghost Recon games.
You see the titles, so you can get some ideas. That's why I brought these out.
Rise of... I beat that game. The last boss for that Batman game, the Rise of Sin Tzu. Yeah, that's a hardish game. It's actually a good Batman game, though. Actually, a great one. So let me see what's some of the stuff you got. Spy Hunter is funny. That's actually a good, decent game.
Oh yeah.
The Prince of Persia games were great on that. Resident Evil 4. I know you don't have that, but that's another when they finally brought that because it was originally a GameCube exclusive until it became on PlayStation 2. Was one of the better games on that system. Final Fantasy X. That game was great on that system. The Kingdom Hearts games, Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, that was a PlayStation only thing for the longest time too.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a reason why they sold that, because it had a DVD player. That's like a lot of, I think that's one thing that
I did have to,
because it was a cheaper version of, because DVD players were too expensive, and it was like, okay, I'm going to get a gaming system with a DVD player in it. So that's what helped sell the system, to be honest with you. But they had the games to back it up. So
I did have the remote control, like a TV remote for this. I don't know where it is, but I do have one somewhere. And like same thing for Xbox. I have the remotes for that. They got all the normal attachments you would see with things.
What was good though about that too? I had my PlayStation catalog of games from the first series. It was just called PlayStation. I didn't have the smaller model where they call it PlayStation 1 because that was coming out.
Yeah.
So I had the original PlayStation stuff. I could just pop in there and play games. And they worked for the most part, all of them. So,
you remember your first memories with them, like
of that game, of that system?
Yeah, this isn't like
it was SmackDown. The SmackDown one with The Rock on it. Just bring it the original SmackDown game for that.
Did you ever own it?
Yeah, I had that system, and I ended up getting. I don't know why I traded my Xbox because I wish I never traded my Xbox for his because he wanted my Xbox and he had the PlayStation Slim, but I had the original big model, which is I get why they slimmed down cost,
Mhm.
and the system was cheaper. But if you were to pick between the two, which system is better, that one's better.
Yep, the fat style.
There's a lot of modding you can do to that too. Now you can put a hard drive in there, which is funny. I've seen people put hard drives with the games right on the thing. And it still ran the games on disk, which is funny. But there's a lot of great games on there. It's one of the highest selling systems of all time for a reason.
Yeah.
They made Sony into what they are now, basically, or stepping stone for that. Because what they did with PlayStation, the original one, they seemed like 100-fold with that thing. So, what about you? What's your?
So, I'll start from the beginning of the PS2. So, my first introduction, I didn't own one. A buddy of mine. Well, can't say buddy. It's a. Anyways, the guy I knew had a PlayStation 2 and it crapped out on him, and then his sister or something like that gave him their console, and that was also broken. So between the two, he was able to get one running. But then all of a sudden, like over the course of the next couple months, he accumulated 5 or 6 more and was able to get like 4 of them running. Sold a couple off and whatnot. But anyways, so he actually introduced me into the Time Splitters, or
Yeah, Time Splitters is a great game. It was on that.
do I have it here?
I don't think you have that one.
I thought I did. Wasn't Spy Hunters?
Yeah, I don't see Time Splitter.
Oh wow, it's missing.
I don't think. Anyways, wait a minute. Oh, it's Twisted Metal Black.
Well, yeah, it's weird. Why? I don't know why I don't have it here. Maybe it's somewhere. It's probably in the living room or something. Maybe somewhere else. But anyways, Time Splitters 2. So that was my introduction to PlayStation 2. Is we played the crap out of that. It was co-op, like playing the actual game itself. You could do 2 players playing it at the same time. So I was helping him, walk through the campaign mode with it. So it was my first experience with that. Blew my mind. Absolutely loved it. Wish I had one at the time. The only thing I had was my Nintendo 64 and my 2 Super Nintendos, and I don't even know if I had a
PlayStation 1.
Yes, I don't even know if I had a PlayStation 1 at that time. I might have. Anyways, so yeah, I didn't have very many systems at the time, and I can't believe I don't have that here somewhere. I don't know. Anyways, so then after that, it was Tiger Woods golf.
Those are great games on that.
Yeah, so
EA was awesome back then.
I played the crap out of that game.
Their sports games were great back then.
That was my my second experience with the PlayStation 2, and so I didn't even own one for a while. So what happened? The story with that is this was back when PSP first came out at launch. I bought one, cost me like over $300. I bought 2 or 3 of those movies and 2 or 3 of those games, and I got to play Twisted Metal online, and it was just like the old dial-up. You'd see your car and then be gone. You'd see it again and be gone. You'd see it again and be gone. That was the internet connection. That was the service we were dealing with. And at the time, it blew my mind. I thought it was that was my first introduction to online multiplayer, and is my first introduction to handheld consoling like that. And so, anyways, I enjoyed it for a couple months, and then I got bored of it, and then I didn't play it for a while. So then what I did was, well, I'm not playing this anymore. Let's go see what I can get with it. So I traded it into GameStop. Of course, they rip you off.
Yeah.
I spent, it was like I think it was $360 altogether on stuff. And they gave me $180 store credit.
That sounds about right.
And out of that, I was able to get, I don't know if it was this one or the one that's in Matthew's room. One of these PlayStation 2 Slims is the one I got from that. Yeah, where is it? Somewhere in there. Boop. And then I was hooked. That's when I bought. That's when I bought the Tiger Woods. That's when I bought. I'm trying to think what else did I buy. I don't even know if I had the one we were talking about, Time Splitters. What else was there? I don't even remember anymore. It's so long ago, I don't remember. I might have even got rid of them by now. Whatever games it was that I got originally with the PlayStation 2, but because I don't even see the golf ones anywhere. They got these here, but they're in random cases. I don't even know what they are. They're games, but they're just when you buy them from Hollywood Video. That's just what you get. There's like the Star Wars one is in there. The Dragon Ball.
Oh yeah, the episode.
Is in there.
Revenge of the Sith game. Yeah.
So, anyways, so after that, my down the road a couple years later, for Christmas, my dad gave me this game for Christmas. He told me this is the greatest game that there ever is, and you're gonna love playing this. Blah blah blah, and ended up being God of War 2. And at first, I'm like, because at the time I didn't know anything about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't into, my gaming experience wasn't very big with a variety of things, and
there's a God of War 2 right there.
Yeah, that's not it. That's the cheat codes.
Ultimate codes.
That's cheat codes. It's like a Game Genie for PlayStation 2. And gave me the strategy guide book, and it's like, you got to play this. And at first I was like, nah, it doesn't look like my kind of game. I thought it was like an RPG, like Zelda. Yeah. All right, guys, we are back. We had a little incident. Nothing serious. Anyways, so back picking up right where I left off. So I got the God of War 2 game for Christmas. My dad got it for me for Christmas. And I tinkered with it for a few minutes, and it was too hard for me to figure out, so I just kind of stopped. I didn't understand what to do. So next time he showed up, he's like, "Did you play the game? Did you play the game?" I was like, "Yeah, but I thought it was dumb." I was like, I couldn't figure it out, so I quit playing. He's like, "What?" He's like, "Watch, this is how you got to do it." So then he loaded up the game to the part where it was the sea monsters on the boat. That scene completely blew my freaking mind away, because I had never seen anything like it. So that was that was the beginning of the insane trend of like God of War addiction that became of me. So anyways, so he showed me that boss fight, and then he gave me the strategy guide book with it, and I just went from page to page, went through the game, and it completely blew my mind, and I absolutely loved it. So like that was where the addiction for the PlayStation 2 for me came into play. And then the funny thing is after that, then I don't remember how or what. I think it was from my dad again. So he was one of the biggest influences on me for God of War. He gave me the first game, so I went back to play the first game. I got the strategy guide book for that, beat that. So then, so after that, when God of War kept on coming out, we kept on getting the strategy guide books, and we just couldn't wait for the next one to come out. So that was that was the beginning of the addiction for that. Trying to think, then like the Tiger Woods games I played, the Dragon Ball Z Budokai games. Me and my buddies, that was like years down the road. That was one of those things where game night, we'd all be drinking and throw in the Dragon Ball Z and try to see who was the best, And
Budokai 2 is right there.
Yeah, I got them all. Oh yeah, another thing too. One of my other favorite games was Bloody Roar. I can't remember. Was it on PlayStation?
Yeah, they had that original
Came out
on PlayStation.
Yeah. So I can't remember which one was my favorite though. I think it's Bloody Roar 3 was the next one that I liked. I can't. Maybe I don't know. I'm gonna have to go through and check everything again. But I do believe I have Bloody Roar 2.
Yeah, Bloody Roar 3 is over here.
Yeah.
The first two games were original PlayStation games. Bloody Roar 3 is there.
Yeah, okay. So they're for the PlayStation. I wonder if I have them on the PlayStation games then. You know what stinks though is, so if you notice here, I've got Rygar. It's still in the package. There is 3 or 4 other games in my collection that are just as new, but I opened them because I wanted to play them. I think Gauntlet was one of them. So that one, I don't think has ever been played. So some of these have never even been played. It's just I unwrapped it. I opened them because they were brand new. And so another game I got, another gaming franchise I got into. There's a couple of them I'm gonna talk about. One of them was the Need for Speed Underground franchise. I played the dog crap out of the first and the second one. I think I liked the first one better than the second one. I almost want to say. I don't know if you played them or not.
Yeah, I played those.
But what I did is I took it a step further. I got so far into the game and so technical into the game that I had a notebook dedicated to trying to figure out which car was the fastest. Like for drag racing and testing out the cars, I would soup everything up, put all the bells and whistles on them, and then I would write down in the notepad what I put on the car in the fastest time I could get out of that car, because I really wanted to see which how if I could beat whatever time I was doing with whatever car. So that was one of the things I don't know. I just did it for the heck of it, and it's something I was into, and I did it for both the first one and the second one. Spy Hunter. I wasn't introduced to Spy Hunter until later on down the road. It was a buddy of mine was playing on the PlayStation 1.
We'll have to play the original ones on Nintendo and arcade games.
And that was like a remaster of those, I think, on the PlayStation 1. I think.
That's funny.
If I can remember, I might be wrong, but do I have it?
Yeah, they're a little different. They're more like an action type game. Those
Spy Hunter 2. What's that one? Spy Hunter? Okay, so I do have both of them. Yeah. So, but yeah, there's original ones.
Yeah.
And what got me into it was I was playing their PlayStation 1 version. I think it was a PlayStation 1 version. It may have just been the first one right there. And it had the Saliva theme song to it, Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, anyways, so that was a video that you unlocked in it.
That's funny.
It was the theme song to the Spy. They did the Spy Hunter song.
Yeah.
The heavy metal band did it. So that's pretty cool. And then it's a toss up. This next game I want to talk about is a toss up. It's right up there with God of War. And I mean, as far as that game in particular, and then one other, and it's Twisted Metal Black. I've beaten that game probably 30 times. I beat it in all the characters, and then I beat it co-op with me and Tiffany.
That's
when I first started. That was the game that me and my wife first started playing when we were dating.
That's funny.
It was that and Guitar Hero. We played this dog snot out of those games. When we were dating, that's all we did. We just played We just played Twisted Metal Black, and then the Guitar Hero. That's all we did. Well, that's when I found out my wife was a game genius. She whoops my butt at every single game that we played. There's only 2 games that I can actually beat her in.
Yeah, what are those then?
The one I can remember is Crimson Skies for Xbox.
Okay.
There's one other one. I'm gonna have to ask her now. There's only 2 games I could beat her in, and she could not get the hang of that Crimson Skies one. But I bet you she could. If she were to try it again, she'd probably end up whooping my butt. But everything else, like I need to stop playing against her because I would never win. She would just destroy me at everything we played. Can't remember what the heck the other one was. Now I'm at the messenger.
That depends on if she remembers.
Yeah. Yeah, because we've been together for almost 20 years, so that was. So, I got into. So I've been into the Tony Hawk franchise. I got into this one. I didn't get into it too much because it was too far off
from the underground
from the underground series. Tony Hawk. Was it Project 8? Yeah, Tony Hawk's Project 8. I didn't really care for that one as much. It wasn't as good as because I played the Tony Hawk Undergrounds. Absolutely loved them. The first and second one, amazing. I have those, but I believe I have them and I played them on the Xbox. That's where I got into the Tony Hawk franchise. Like later on, after Pro Skater 2, which I have. I think I have both Pro Skater 1 and 2 for the PlayStation. But yeah, I didn't really care for Project 8. I didn't care for that other one. What's that? Was it Skate?
That was on 360 and PlayStation 3. Yeah, Skate was on that.
Yeah, I didn't really care for the off-brand skater games. I tried
They
them.
tried to be more realistic with some of the stuff they did with that, which they
Yeah.
did good with that. EA, it was actually a good EA series at the time.
I've never played this one, Marvel Ultimate Alliance. I never played it on PS2, but I played it on the Xbox. I have it for the 360,
Yeah,
and
that's basically what it was made for. Was also that system.
And I believe I've got a good chunk of it done. I just got to finish it at some point. A lot of these games I never played. Corvette I never played. Prince of Persia. That was the other one that was new that I never played. This one was also sealed at one time.
The Two Thrones. That's like a sequel to one. I can't remember which one. They did
My
3 of them.
these are games my dad suggested to me because they're similar to God of War. Rygar and
Prince of Persia.
Yeah, Prince of Persia. Whatever other ones that are like that in my collection are games that he bought me. Soul Reaver 2 he gave a lot of these he got me for Christmas. Let's see what else. So yeah, Bloody Roar. I started playing that game in the PlayStation, original PlayStation. I think they could have. It died off. You know, it was good.
It's one of those franchises that Sony needs to bring back. There's a list of games.
Yeah, because there's a lot of good stuff that came out of it, but like they could have done so much with it and they didn't. They just kind of left it hanging and didn't do nothing with it, so it just kind of flopped after that. But I loved it. The fact that I could transform into a beast mode and just I had these crazy combos where I'd knock you up in the air and spin around and do all this crazy, insane fighting stuff. I would spend hours in the practice room just practicing. Gauntlet. I never played Gauntlet.
Yeah,
I don't think I started the Hulk. I might have started the X-Men Legends too.
That's where Marvel Ultimate Alliance came from. The 2 X-Men Legend games are those. That was the better one. X-Men Legends 2 is the better one, but X-Men Legends is a great game too. So,
is there any other ones you can think of?
Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction. That's an open world Hulk game. That game's great. You run around like jumping around with the Hulk, smashing stuff, wrecking guys. Like that one's great. Spider-Man 2, based on the movie. The Activision made that game. Even the guys from Sony said they based a lot of the swinging, the open world game from Insomniac on those games that they made. That game was great on that. In the fighting games, because the controllers, but like Capcom vs. SNK 2 was on PlayStation 2 and Xbox and GameCube. The Xbox version, I don't like those kind of fighting games on just because of the controller.
Yeah.
But also the Xbox version, the music would cut out at a certain point, and you had to reload the game. PlayStation 2 didn't have that problem.
It's flawless.
So I would play the crap out of that game. Marvel vs. Capcom, like Street Fighter Anthology, like Tekken 5. I played like crazy all the time. They had PlayStation 2 also had Soul Calibur 2. They had their version with Hiachi, which I was saying they had the Xbox version because they had Spawn as their character. But Soul Calibur 3 was only on PlayStation 2. It was exclusive on that, so I played the crap out of that game. The Grand Theft Auto games I played, because that's what made the system huge. 3 made the system huge because nobody's ever seen anything like that before, open world game. But my friend never beat that game, but my friend and he had Vice City. We beat that game on PlayStation 2.
That was the
one
one
from the 80s
awesome.
in the Miami one.
Yeah.
San Andreas, he played that. I used to watch him playing the San Andreas one more when that came out. Then I didn't play that one as much. Vice City, we've beaten that though. But yeah, they made PlayStation huge because they weren't on Xbox at the time. Nobody's seen games like that before.
Are they on Xbox now?
Oh yeah, they came on the original Xbox after the fact. It was like a year or two later. But that helped. That was one of those games that helped GTA 3 helped them sell the system because it came out like a year, the same like launch year, I think, 2001. A lot of EA Sports games because they were great back then. Even when they had the Lord of the Rings games on there, they were decent. the Burnout 3. The Burnout 3 Takedown. That game's
Oh, yeah,
awesome. I
yeah.
played a lot on
I see,
Xbox with that
where's
one
all
too.
I like
that?
that one.
I should have all the
Crash
Burnout.
Mode on that's awesome. I love Crash Mode on that one.
I should have all the Burnout games for PlayStation.
They're
2.
probably somewhere in your stuff somewhere.
Yeah.
You got them stored somewhere. You just don't know where they are right now.
I played on the original Xbox, Burnout 3.
Yeah, I had that.
Yeah,
Probably
we got
played it
that.
more on Xbox than I did on PlayStation 2.
That's actually in that console. That's the media center one. That's the one that I'm going to use specifically. Well, that Xbox is what I'm going to use specifically for the channel.
Yeah.
But when I do the Xbox, when I go back to Xbox Live, when I do that program, because I found half of what I need.
Okay.
I found the cord that you plug the memory card into.
Oh, nice.
But now I just need the other end that plugs into USB.
Okay.
I found that cord, so I have half of what I need.
Well, we'll have to, when we get to playing some games, I got to get a couple copies. Like Star Wars Battlefront 2, I'll get an Xbox version because I think it plays better on.
Okay.
It looks better on that.
Yeah, well, it's going to look better because.
Yeah, because your system's also better on that.
Yeah, the system, exactly.
I mean, it's great on PlayStation 2 too. You can just do it. That's one of those games I played ridiculously amount of just bots, like the computer and stuff like that, just trying to take over. It's fun with friends too. There's a lot of. I don't have necessarily bad memories of that system. There's like other systems of some great games. But they had so many great games, even stuff after the fact I didn't get to play until later on. There were PlayStation 2 games, like the Ratchet and Clank games, the Sly Cooper games were all on those games. They were all great.
You see, I had that stuff. I don't know where it is.
I didn't get a chance to play them as much until PlayStation 3 when they put them over on that system, the PlayStation 2 versions and collections.
I never played that one.
They had a lot of. There's a reason they sold them, 100 some million systems. It's one of the highest selling systems of all time for a reason.
Yeah, I'm not gonna complain. And I mean, just like with the other PlayStation 2s, when we were fixing these, you had to have the same model.
Yeah.
You couldn't just take parts from one.
Another one.
You could if it was the same model, but that was it. And like the hardest part that I remember we had the most biggest pain in the butt part or time trying to deal with, there's a ribbon tape that connects the controller to the board. They would never stay attached because they're literally like really short.
Would overheat or whatever.
No, it's too short. So like every time you'd put it in, clip it, and then try to set it back in place, it'd pop out. It would do that a lot. You had to do it just so or just right, and eventually you would get it, but it would take hours. Just taking it apart, putting it back together, taking it apart, putting it back, trying to get it to work right. That was one of the biggest pain in the butts about fixing the PS2s. I got nothing bad to say about it. This is one of my favorite consoles. For the time period it came out in, I was late to the game, I guess you could say, but I still enjoyed it. I still enjoy it every once in a while. I'll throw a game in. Oh, one of the things that I did find out for whatever reason is that Azure Dreams game, I refuse to play on the PlayStation 2 anymore because every time I play on the PlayStation 2, I don't know how true it is. The rumor has it that back in the day, when you played a PS1 game on a PS2, it actually made the game harder.
Really?
Yeah. Supposedly that was the rumor. So whenever,
I'm not sure about that.
I don't know. So whenever I play the PlayStation 1 game on this, my game would get screwed up, to where it was like it would make the game think smarter strategically, and then it would kill me every time I lose everything.
Probably just because of the hardware ran faster, so that stuff that was actually on the game.
Yeah. The PS1 wouldn't read.
It wouldn't read it as fast. Yeah.
So the only time I play that game now is on the PlayStation 1 because I never run into that problem. I played on the PlayStation 1. Also, one of the cool things, I have the same thing with like the Xbox I was telling you about, the cord, where you plug a memory card into it. It's a square box and you plug your memory cards into it, and you can transfer to a computer or a computer to the memory card. The same concept.
Oh, nice.
Is that? Yeah, I thought I had it over there somewhere. I don't know where it is, but anyways, I don't know what it was used for. Probably the same thing as Xbox, hacking it. Who knows? I have no idea. But not that we do that here because we don't.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't mod these or anything.
Yeah,
Mod that, no.
that's
I don't think so,
illegal.
but that one, yeah. You can,
Another cool. One of the things I learned about these watching the video, there's 4 different versions of this, and I believe 2 of them aren't even backwards compatible, which I didn't know.
yeah, later on they removed
the
that.
newer models, and then what it was like this right here was changed somehow. The whole look of it was changed. But yeah, that blew my mind because I thought all the PS2s were backwards compatible, but the newer ones after the first and second generations of the PS2s Slims,
Keep costs down.
yeah, they didn't make them backwards compatible. So if you got a PS2 and didn't play PS1 games, then that's why. Because they made it so you couldn't. But yeah, I guess that'll have to conclude the PS2 version. I can't think of anything else. I didn't write a whole lot of notes for it because I didn't have a chance to. But I mean, we touched base with everything we liked about it and all the games we remember that we can remember. I'm sure there'll be other times.
Yeah, there'll be times I'll even when we were sitting here in between remembering certain games. I was like all of a sudden remember certain games that I played on it a lot. So
yeah, so that was a good time. Another good podcast today. We're gonna set up. We're gonna try to set up and go live. See what happens.
Yeah.
I originally set up for 1:00, but I think it's 1:00 now. Yeah, it's almost 1:00 now. So yeah, if you liked what you're seeing, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to like it and share it. Come check us out on Facebook. You can check out my page at One Eye Truck and Gaming. If you need to get a hold of us, you can contact us there because I haven't set up the email yet. It's one of the things that I keep wanting to do. Eventually, it'll be in there. And thanks, Matthew, for being on the podcast. Even though this last segment you didn't really have a whole lot to say about it because you haven't experienced it. Thanks, Dave, for your knowledge.
He's
and
probably thinking the old guys are talking, so
yeah.
let them talk for a while.
Thanks for your knowledge and your humor.
I know you two. When you two talk, it goes on for hours.
Yeah. Thanks for all the knowledge you carry and possess. Eventually, these will be uploaded to some kind of Spotify, podcasting thing once I get that part figured out. But anyways, for now, they're on YouTube. And don't forget, guys, just keep gaming.